that is okay if you are doing that, but that is not necessary. Guys, so let me quickly walk you through the some ground rules. So I have kept you guys on mute because when I'll be teaching this session, I mean I don't want you people to, I mean there are some, because of some chances you may talk that way, so I don't want to have an interference on that. You will definitely get a chance to speak when we will have our Q&A session. And for Q&A session, you can note down your queries if you have any. And for Q&A session, please raise your hand from Teams app. I'll show you an example. There is an emoticons button from here, and you can raise your hand from here if you have any queries during the Q&A session. If you're, let's say a person A asks a question and similar question B is also having, and then person B can lower down his hand from this again as well. Okay. Next thing, post the session, we will be sharing a feedback link to you people. Please do fill that. And after that, recording will be shared with you people on the WhatsApp group which you have created. And if you have any further queries, then you can write down a email on pradeep@dataprorawat@onmicrosoft.com. So from there, we will be taking your queries. So yes, guys, I am Pradeep Singh, and I'm a data science professional, and I'm also a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt from ASQ. So this is just a short bio of me. So now quickly jumping on the topic of Power BI. So why Power BI is required, guys? So I think you all have been, working on Excels. So you might have seen that there are multiple, sheets in an Excel. You do the data cleaning part, then you do the data analysis part and data visualization part. So it generally takes quite a huge time, because I have also spent quite good 6-7 years in doing my analysis part in Excel only. And at that time, I used to think that, okay, wow, man, I have done a lot. I mean, I have done a great job. But when I got introduced to Power BI and I saw the magic of Power BI, then I got flabbergasted. And since that time, I started doing my all the analysis, all the visualizations in Power BI only. So I hope when this session will be over, you will also be thinking to get out of your traditional Excel sheets or spreadsheets, and you will be thinking of having an hands-on on this Power BI tools. So Power BI is basically a business intelligence tools. You can do the data cleaning part over here. You can do the data analysis parts over here, data visualization. You can share your reports with the stakeholders. You can share your report with anybody in the organization and outside the organization. That depends on the licenses you have for the Power BI. So guys, we will quickly start on that. We will quickly start by the first topic we will covering today, that is data import. So data import is nothing but, let's say we have multiple sources. So we generally work on Excels, but there are people who work on SQL, who work on Dataverse, who work on some SharePoint, or some work on website like stock market analysis. So yes, Power BI is capable of importing data from multiple sources. I mean, you can, think of any data source existing in right now, and Power BI is capable of having a linkage with that particular platform, and you can fetch your data from there and import in the Power BI. So that is the very first step required for our Power BI analysis. After that, if required, then we do the data cleansing part, because data cleansing generally consumes a lot of time. Approx 30 to 40% time gets spent into data cleaning only. I'll tell you how it happens. We have an Excel sheet where data cleaning is required. We will be doing that for you people today. Yes, so second part is data cleaning, and that will be done through Power Queries. What is Power Query? We will talk about it. Then next comes the data analysis using DAX. What is DAX? As you people might have worked on the traditional Excel, so you might have seen if you want to calculate something, then you put some formulas like sum if, count if, like if else functions, or that way, right? So the DAX functions are more powerful than these traditional Excel formulas, and more advanced than those traditional Excel formulas. When you will use them, then you will get to know the power of it. So inside those DAX, there are two things. One is the calculated column, and one is the measures. They are very important topics, guys. Whenever you are facing an interview on Power BI, you will definitely be asked, do you use DAX? What is the difference between calculated column and what is the difference between a measure? When do we use calculated columns? When do we use measure and differences and so many things? This is a very, very important part of Power BI. We will be touching today, touching the DAX functions today. We will be creating a measure today. Yes, we will touch it. Post that, it comes the data visualization part. So when it comes to data visualization, how our data looks, whatever analysis we have done, how does it look? The formatting part may vary organization to organization because every organization have their set standards. Let's say I work for any XYZ organization, we have different color formatting combinations. Your organization may have differ, but yeah, that is again depends on your creativity, but we will talk about it. Next comes the publishing report. So generally what happens in traditional Excels, you do all the analysis in your Excel sheets, and then you attach your Excel sheets on your email, and then you say that I have done this blah blah Excel, and please find attached Excel. Then your boss or your manager has to open that Excel, and then this and that happens, right? But when it comes to Power BI, it is not necessary that Power BI desktop needs to be at another end as well, the recipient end as well. You can publish the report in the Power BI web, which is also known as Power BI services. So there will be just like a website link will be created, and you just need to share that link to your manager or your stakeholder or your client, and your client can access whatever you have done, the visualization, whatever analysis you have done. Your manager, your stakeholder can see that and can do all the functionalities like filtering, cross filtering, and so many functions he can perform the way you have created your dashboard. So guys, this is just a, I'll say this is a 30,000, this is a view from 30,000 feet. So there are so many things in data import, so many things in data cleaning, data visualization, publishing report, DAX and share report. There are so many things, but yes, this is how the roadmap of Power BI looks like. There are so many things in between. We will touch basing them. So I hope the overview is clear to you people. If you have any query, please jot it down. We will covering up them in our Q&A session. Okay, now guys, I'm opening my Power BI. So generally, I had given you a link of how to download Power BI. I think you guys are done with that. So from here, a shortcut is created on my desktop. This is called Power BI desktop. If I double click on that, this will get opened. I have to, just to save time, I have already opened one Power BI file. So I have created one dashboard, though it looks very, very dull. I know it because I have just created in a hurry, but yeah, that may vary people to people. People might be so creative in creating these dashboards. They may look fancy, but yeah, we will covering up the core content. We will be, we will be seeing that how these visualizations are created and what does these conditional formatting, these numbers, what do they tell? But before doing that, guys, we will quickly look, we will have a look on our data set, the data set where we will be working. We will quickly have a look on that. Okay guys, so this is a financial data set. This is one of a financial data set for one of the organization. So their presence is in Canada, in Germany, in Mexico, in France, in USA, and in maybe in various other geographies. So let's say Canada people have, I have the sheet for Canada. I have a sheet for Germany, Mexico, France, and USA. The data headers are same here. The data headers are same here because you have standardized this. But if you are working on Excel, then you generally what you do, you just then you will start copy pasting the data from Germany, then you will paste under Canada, then again from here and here, you will make a combined sheet. So when it comes to Power BI, okay. Sorry guys, sorry. I am okay. You are not able to see my that desktop. So sorry. Let me reshare my screen. Okay. So sorry for that, guys. Okay, so this was the roadmap. Now we will quickly have a look on our first part of data import, we will have a look on our data, and then we will quickly try to create a Power BI visual. So this is, I hope you are able to see my screen now. This is just a very basic, data visualization thing. I'll teach you how to do everything. But before doing that, let's have a look at, the data set we have. So this is my financial data, and this data has 4-5 seats. Let's say one for Canada, Germany, Mexico, France, and USA. So this organization have presence in these geographies, and I have data set in separate seats, right? So how do I work on Power BI? How will I merge them? How will I do everything? This is the part which is called data cleaning part. There are so many combinations can be here. There can be some dirty data. There can be some, unnecessary, unwanted data. How to clean that? We will be covering it up. But yes, as of now, let's focus on this. We have Canada, Germany, Mexico, France, and USA. How can I combine them in Power BI? How easy it is? How, if another time I get a data set for, let's say, this data set is for, let's say, 2013, 2014, right? Or 2013 for 2 years, right? 2013 and 2014. But let's say, and again, another time I get the data of 2018, 2017, then do I need to do those steps again? Well, not. This is the beauty of Power BI. Once you do the data cleaning, every step gets recorded in Power BI, and then another time you have the similar sheet, you need not to repeat your steps. Power BI will automatically do things for you. So quickly jumping on our Power BI, guys, this is the Power BI which I have opened. I am going to create another tab over here. This is a fresh sheet. So guys, this Power BI has been opened. This is the interface of Power BI. I'll quickly walk you through on that. So this is the home tab. Under home tab, you can see that get data, Excel workbook, Power BI dataset, SQL dataverse, and so on. So these are the basic or mostly used data sources from where we work on Power BI. So get data is the main thing. If you click on this drop down, you will see a laundry list of the data sources from where Power BI can work. Let's say click on more here. Then I guess there are multiple. Yeah, see here, Excel workbook, text, CSV, JSON folder, PDF, SQL, SharePoint, so many blah blah blah, so many data sets. Power BI can fetch data from these many sources, guys. But as of now, select Excel from here as well. I can select my Excel workbook from here as well. They will do the same thing for me. This is just a shortcut created because people have mostly the spreadsheets in Excel. So I click over here on my Excel workbook and I navigate it to my sheet that is called financial data. I do open this. This is just connecting it to my Excel sheet, right? Okay. Our Excel sheet has multiple sheets for Canada, Germany, Mexico, France, and USA. Now, if you see, all these seats has been listed over here for Canada, for France, Germany, Mexico, USA. What I do, whatever the file I want to work on, I'll just do check these check boxes. Right? I have checked all these boxes for Canada to USA, and I'll just do the load data. When I upload the data, yes, there will be a pop-up coming that data is being loaded. Similar, at the same time, you will also see that some changes are being applied, which means yes, this data is being uploaded. Once all the data has been uploaded, you can see Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, USA. Sheet one I had sheet one I had previously worked on, so let's ignore that as of now. But yes, I have got my all the sheets which belongs to countries. But the problem here is, guys, I have multiple sheets and I just want to create one sheet, one single combined sheet of having all the data. Then how do I do that? So there is the function, there is a thing called transform data. So as soon as I click on transform data, a new window will pop up for me. As you can see over here, a new window has been popped up. You see this untitled is the name of my Power BI file which I had opened, and this is called Power Query. Power Query is a thing, guys, where we clean our data, where we make our data standard, and that data, and after that we can work on our data. Okay. So guys, I have my Canada file over here, my France file, my Germany, Mexico, and US. I have all the files over here. So I'll navigate you how this Power Query ka, interface looks like. So this is my home tab, and under my home tab, I can see what are the data sources, what are the manage parameters, data source setting, remove column, keep remove column, split column. There are so many functions. We will be touch basing them as and when required. So just working on this, guys. As I see one thing over here, that the format or the template which I have used for Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, they are the standard ones. So it starts with segment, country, product, discount, units sold, and so on. Similarly, for France, it is starting from same thing. For Germany, Mexico, and USA, the format is same. Now, how do I make a combined sheet? Let's look at that. I'm not going in very details. If you hover over here, then you can see that, okay, if I select one thing, I want to remove this column. If I click on this, then this particular segment wala section has been removed. Whatever the task I performed on Power Query, they get recorded in this applied steps section. So now you see removed column has been recorded because I just removed segment column. If I want that column again, I just cancel this removed column and I'll get back my segment section. So guys, whatever you do here, everything gets recorded. What is the beauty of it? Let's say a person A works on one Excel file. He made some changes. He sent to Pradeep. Pradeep made some changes. He sent to his boss. His boss made some changes and then sent to the owner or let's say some CXO group, then that person won't be able to know that what was the exact data. But when it comes to Power BI, Power Query, you can get to know that what were the exact thing when it was at source, what changes person A made, what person B made, and everything gets recorded over here. Okay, so I have data for these particular, these many geographies. I want to combine them all in one. So I have two things over here. One is called merge query and another one is called append queries. So guys, just to put focus on merge queries and append queries because they are the very crucial ones. You will be needing them mostly. So I'm just putting more focus on what is merge and what is append. Let me open my paint section over here. It may look very shabby, but please bear with me. So this is my merge and this is my append. Just telling you the basic difference. What is the difference between append and merge in Power BI in Power Query section mainly? Okay. So when I do merge, so merge generally adds what? Let's say I have one table. There are three columns. Let's say A column, B column, and C column. I have another table where my column A, column D, and column E are there. So when I merge this, my column gets added. So my resultant file, if I merge this table and this table, my resultant table after merging the query will be column A, column B, column C, column D, and column E, column A to E. So these two columns were not in this previous table, so they get added into this resultant table. You can relate it to your processes, how the data is in your process and how merge function can work. So when it comes to append, what does append do? Let's say I have one table having column A, B, and C. And let's say this has the data for, let's say 10 row items are there. And I have another table called table B. They have again the same columns A, B, C, and they have the data for, let's say, another 20 rows. 20 row here, 20 row here. So when I do append thing, guys, what append does, the resultant will be a table will be created having three columns only, A, B, C, but it will add the 20 rows of it and 20 rows of it. So the resultant table will have 40 rows. So yes, append adds the rows Summary is append adds the rows and merge adds the columns. Now coming back to my guys, this Power Query thing. So my data set, let's look at the data, whether I need to use merge or I need to use append. Let's look at the data. I have my Canada data. I have these headers. I have France, these headers, and these, and these. So it looks like that my data headers are same, but the values, the row items having different values. So append is the solution which will solve my purpose of having or combining the data into one. You can use this merge as per your need on basis, guys. This can vary your process to process. But okay, coming back to my thing again, I just want to make a combined sheet where I can see the Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, and USA data all together. So yes, I have selected. You can select any. You can select Canada, any you can select. I just selected USA. I hit on append queries. As soon as I hit on append queries, a new window pops up. So append says concatenate rows from two tables into single table. So because two tables is selected, that's why two tables are coming. But I have multi. No, I don't have two. I have multi. So I'll go for more options. So I click on 3 or more tables. USA is currently selected. You can see here the available tables and table to append. USA is already selected because I have selected that. I want Canada now. I press add, France, add, Germany, add, Mexico, add. So far so good. I have added all my sheets which were available in the in my Excel sheets. As soon as I hit OK, let's see what happens. This has, so see the record, step has been recorded that appended queries has been appended. So let's see whether I have my data here or not. So in country section, let's say I want to check it out. Yes, my data has got appended. Canada is there, France is there, Germany, Mexico, and USA all are there in my one data file. So all the tables, all the columns there have been added, which were there, they have been added. So what are the limitations of here where we get stuck? Let's say if Canada has segment, but France has segments, plural, or let's say France has countries or products. If the headers does not match, it will create another column for segments. It will create another column, one column for country, another will be created for countries, and so on. So guys, just make sure where your segments are, oh sorry, your data headers, your naming convention is same. Okay. If you have any queries, please jot them down, reminding you again. Okay, so guys, my this thing has been done. My all my countries has been listed out in this one single column called USA. Whatever I have done, they have been recorded over here. If anybody wants to come over here, they can see here. There are so many other options like replace values, use first as a header, data types, and other stuff. We will talk about that. But as of now, I have cleaned my data. You can say that this is the data cleaning process. I have cleaned my data, and now I close and apply my this sheet. So whatever the steps I have performed on my Power Query, they are being uploaded in my Power BI desktop now. So yes, it has been uploaded. So guys, just coming back again to my Power BI desktop interface, we were talking on this. So we have covered this section. So this get data and these other options which you are seeing over here, they are nothing but the same. They are just the shortcuts. Transform data, we just had a look on that. Refresh, we will talk about it a little later. So there are other so many things, new visual text box, and we will talk about it a little later. Coming on the right hand side, whatever the sheets we have uploaded, they are listed over here, USA, Mexico, Canada. This section is containing all the sort of graphs or visualizations we have, from let's say stacked bar chart to column graph to pie chart, donut chart, tree map, etc., etc., and etc. The visualizations, whatever the visualizations we plot, they come over here. Another thing, if you guys have used Excel and if you guys have used pivot table, this is more similar to that only, because they both are the product of Microsoft. Yes, so they for to ease the people, for the ease of the people, they have done it that way. So if you select any graph, if I say, let's say I select any graph, this one, then my this filter gets expanded, and according to this visual, my these sections gets populated. So what do I want to put in axis, legend, value, small multiples, and so many things are there. We will use them little later, but okay. Coming back to this thing here, on my left hand side, I have this first tab, which is called my report tab. So report tab is nothing but where I create my visualizations, where I create my graphs, where I create my executive summary and everything. This is called the report page. The another tab I have over here, which is called the data tab. Let's go there. What happens there? I go in my data tab. Whatever the file I select, the data will get populated. Now you need not to go to your Excels and see that what was the data. Okay, so okay, this 912. You need not to go there. You can see all your data in data tab of Power BI only. So let's say we had collated our data in USA. I just want to verify this, whether my all the data is getting populated in Power BI desktop or not. Okay, so I see here my Canada, France, Mexico, and everything is populated over here. Yes, this worked perfectly fine. Okay, I hit okay. The next tab I have is called model. Guys, modeling is very important topic from the perspective of Power BI. We will be touching on this thing, but some other day. But for now, I am just telling you, I have, let's say, multiple seats. I, the relationship is like, if you guys can relate it, the people who have worked on some processes or something, this is like a correlation. This is like a correlation, whether two tables have something in common or not. We will talk about the relationship part. This is very important, guys. Very important. I'm literally focusing on that. This is as important as DAX. This is one of the for sure question in your Power BI interviews. This will definitely be asked. So how do we tackle with that? We will cover it up in another session. But for now, if I want to create a relationship between two tables, I do it from here. What are the magics of creating the relationships? We will covering it up in some other day. But for now, I'm coming back on my report page. So guys, if you have any queries, please jot them down. We will cover them up in our Q&A session. Okay. So now I want to create my first visual, but always, as a good practice, whatever you are creating, just give it a name. Just give it a name. Okay. So under my home tab, I see this text box thing. Let's say I put my text box here and a text box appears in front of me. I put my text over here. Let's say I name it. I want to name it sample data analysis. This is very small. I can increase the font from here. I have selected everything. I can increase the font, let's say 36. I can do it centering. I can do bold and whatever you want to play around. I want to enlarge this. I want to fit it to the whole level. Let's say I have done this. Yes, now everybody who will see our report, they will see that yes, they have created a sample data analysis thing. As of now, I cannot see the boundary lines for this. Let's create some boundary lines for this. As I selected my this text box, my some formatting options appears over here. I can do some formatting part over here. Let's say I want to give it a border. I give it the because the background is black, the bordering black will not appear. So let's say I put some coloring over here. This is how it looks like. Very good. So far, so good, I believe. Okay, guys. Now I have set some questions for you based on this data. You can based on, okay, let's have a look at the data. So this is our data set. You can think of some questions in your mind, and we will handle one or two questions when we will be having our Q&A sessions. So shall I upload? Okay, give me a second. I'll upload. Give me a moment. This thing. I'm uploading this financial data in that. It's not happening. If you want to have a look on that data set and you want to frame questions as per your need, please do that. We will handle 1 or 2 questions in our Q&A session. But don't worry, I have some questions with me. So let's have a look on the questions. Some basic questions to some advanced questions. I have designed 5 tasks for me. The first task is plot a graph to show country-wise sales. If you see initially we had countries in different tabs. If you want to do this country wise sales, you will definitely won't be able to do that. But as of see in our Power Query thing, we have merged our all the things. So now we can populate our first question, plot a graph to show country wise sales. So guys, there can be various answers to this question. So to show country wise sales, you can think that a bar graph is suitable. You can also think that a column graph is also good, no problem. You can think that pie chart is also good. You can think of donut chart, and you can think of some other things. So let's create 1 or 2. How do they look and what are, that entirely depends on you guys. Huh? So I just go on my first thing, clustered bar chart. I hit OK. I just click on that and that appears over here. So I just do resizing of it. OK, this is how it looks initially. This is the blank template of clustered bar chart. This is my USA data where I have merged everything. If you want to rename it, we can rename it to, let's say we can call it, let's say if this is for Amazon, we can call it Amazon or whatever it is. OK, I have my first thing axis over here. So guys, I'm not going in very detail. I hope these things are clear to you. What comes in axis? Let's say if I plot a graph, then this becomes my axis. This becomes my, what we call it, the horizontal part. Or here the values appears, and here just basically the categorical data appears. Just to making it simple, categorical data generally appears over here, and the numerical data or the values appears in my x-axis. Sorry, y-axis. Okay, so axis, my question says plot a graph to show country wise sales. So guys who are new, who don't have any sort of idea what categorical data is and what numerical data is. So country is our categorical data and sales is having numbers. So it is numerical data. So axis will have my what? Categorical data. So I put my I see I'm dragging and dropping. This is how it works. So I drag my country thing. I put it on axis. Something is happening over here. Something is happening. The white thing has gone and something is appearing. So I just want to plot the data for sales. Where is this sales? This sales is here. So this sale is numeric data. That's why I'll put it into values. So this is how our first graph looks like. Congratulations to everybody. You have plotted your first visual in Power BI. Though I'm doing that, but yeah, you can definitely do that too. Anyways, but now the problem is I don't know how much sales USA has done, how much Germany has done, but don't worry, we can enable our data levels. So I go in my format section. Under my format section, there are various multiple options to play around with this one visual. I can do axis formatting, y-axis, x-axis, and so many things are here. But as of now, I just want to enable my data labels. So as soon as do on this, my data labels appear over here. I can play around with my data labels as well. I can play around with its color. So as of now, this data is coming into million. If I don't want to see this in million, I can see it in thousands as well. This looks in thousands, but generally guys do make it auto, because Power BI, if the number is very large, it converts it in millions or billions, or if it is less, then it converts it into general numbers or the thousands or that way. Okay, so there are various other options, guys. You can play around with it. I'm not going in very detail. That is up to you. That is up to your organization's color standardization. But yes, this is my first visual. Okay, so this is a bar chart. Does that look fancy or not? Let's have a look on other combinations of through which we can create our sales by country thing. I'm just doing copy and I'm just doing paste. It will duplicate the thing for me. Okay, so this is my bar graph. This is again my bar graph. I just want to see how does a column graph looks like. I just select my second graph, and as soon as I hit my column over here, this will get changed. Okay. Okay. Another thing, I am again doing copy paste. I have copy pasted my bar graph, but now I want to see how does it look from the pie chart perspective. As soon as I hit on pie chart, this gets converted into pie chart. This column graph, I have duplicated it, and let's say I want to convert it into donut chart. So guys, there are 4 combinations. Basic, basic. You can create a line chart as well. You can create a line chart, no big thing. Okay, so I have my 4 things representing same thing. This is also depicting country sales. This is same thing. This is same thing, same thing. So it depends on you how which graph looks fancy to you, which consumes less space, which elaborates your data levels clearly, which is giving you more information. If I particularly focus on this column graph and bar graph, they are just telling me the sales number 21 million, 25 million, and so on. But if I look at this pie chart and donut chart, they do tell me the sales number, but along with that, they do tell me the percentage as well. So it's up to you whether you want to have it or not. There are, if you don't want to see percentage, if you want to see something else, then you just select this, you go in this format part. Okay, and then here comes one thing where it is. I just select this data labels. Yes, here I go. The label style. The label style, you can see if you only want to see category, if you want to see data value, if I hit data value, I will only see 25 million. If I hit percentage of total, I'll only see percentage of total. If I want to see all data labels, then okay, it will see United States 25 million, 21 million. So as on need basis, you can modify your visuals. There are so many things to play around. Okay, guys. So if you talk about me, this donut chart looks pretty good to me. I am just removing my other visuals. So as of now, I don't know the borders of this. So I select this and I just create a border here. You see, there you go. And I, as on my organization's color structure, I do this part. I put my first visual over here. Okay, guys, my first question, my first task has been answered. Coming to task 2. Guys, if you have any query, please jot it down. We will cover it up later. Okay, coming on my second task, which says plot a graph to show month on month sales and profit. Let's go to our Power BI thing, Power BI desktop. Question says month on month sales and profit. So now you guys can think which graph fits over here. Both column graphs, both bar graphs, pie charts, line chart, line and column, line and bar. You can think of. We will see all the combinations possible and we will then sort it out. Okay. I just click on this clustered column chart. Let's say, what does it say to me? I want the month on month profit and sale. Just guys looking at the data, USA is here. Do I have a month column here? I have segment, country, products, this. Do I have a month column here? Yes, I do have a month column over here, but I do have a date column over here. But see guys, the beauty of Power BI, I'll give you what is the difference between this month name and if I take this month name as a axis and if I take date as an axis, what is the difference? We will just have a look on this. Okay, I have my month with me. Let's say I'm taking month name over here and I just want to see what is the what was the question? The sales and profit basically. Okay, I put my sales on my values thing. And parallelly, I also want to know. Okay, I'll put the profit little later, but let's look at the limitations with this month name. Guys, month generally starts with January, February, right? But this is appearing from October, December, that way. What is the problem? If I do my sorting thing over here, let's say if I sort by month name, and then it is September something. I don't know what is happening. Ascending order. Again, it is not happening in ascending order. It has done sorting, but in alphabetical order. If you see, it's A, then D, then F, and alphabetical order. This is not how I want to see. I want to see from January to December. Okay. So this is the problem when I create my month name separately. But to tackle this problem, we have our date section over here. And the beauty of Power BI is as soon as I drag my date thing over here, all the combinations of date gets populated over here. Year, from a date, you can calculate year as well, the quarter, the month, and the day. So if I don't need year, I'll cancel that. I don't need quarter, I cancel that. I don't need day, I cancel that. I only need month. And if you see over here, this is January, February, March, the way standard order is set. So far, so good. Okay. If you have any query, please jot it down. We will cover it up later. Okay, guys, I wanted to see month-wise sales and profit. I have taken sales in my value section. Let's say, how does profit look like? This is profit. Let's enable data labels. I just hit OK. Okay, this is telling me what I needed, sales and profit by month. This has solved my purpose, but is it looking nice? If I have to see, I'll see, okay, 6.6 million, 0.8 million. This is little shaky. I need to do some, I need to play around with it. Okay, so this was the clustered column. If I hit line chart, okay, line chart looks a little bit nicer, more nicer to that actually. So this here I can, relate 7 million, 1 million, 10 million, 1 million, this million, this million, this million. I can correlate. This is little okay. Let's see at another possibilities. I duplicate this visual. Okay. I want to see by pie chart wise. Oh man, no, this is not sufficing my purpose. I just try to create a tree chart. Okay, this is also not looking very nice. Let's see how this line and column chart looks like. I go here. This is again in that fashion as well. But yes, I have so many things to play around. This section tells me, okay, axis is coming as month, but it is giving me two options. What I want to put in column and what I want to put in line. So let's say sales I want to put as column and profit as this thing. Then this looks little more nicer. This may vary to everybody. Huh? So now here I can see, okay, my sales was 6.6 million and I made a profit of 0.8 million out of that. In October month, I had a sale of 21. I made this much. If it looks nicer to you, then that is okay. If you want to go with the line chart, that is up to you. The way your visuals looks appealing, you can go ahead with that. As of now, I'm just going ahead with this line chart. I'm removing this thing. Guys, if you have any queries, please pay heed. This is very important. I guess with the help of this, you can plot basic things for yourself. Okay. Okay. My second question has been answered, guys. Now comes my third question. Calculate the profit from July 2013 to July 2014 for Canada country. Oh. Just guys, again having a look on our content roadmap, guys. We have done our data import part. We have done our data cleaning part. Guys, this is a way, I'll say 30,000 feet high level. You need to, there are so many things to play around. There are so many, data cleansing options comes over here. So we will go in more detail in some other day. Okay, so now there is another thing called data analysis using DAX. So till now, I just did my visualization part. I have not done data analysis because everything was ready with me. Everything was handy with me. I had my country section with me. I had my profit. I had my year, date, month, whatever I needed, I had. But do I have this data, guys? Do I have this data? Do I have any column which says profit for Canada for this particular region? No, I don't have, right? I need to calculate this. I need to calculate this. So let's say, so there are two ways, guys. One is this filter section. We have not touch based it. One option is this filter. We will use it little later, but yes, we will use our DAX thing. DAX is data analysis expression. Okay, the expansion of DAX is data analysis expression. We will use our DAX function over here, guys, to do this. Okay, how do we do that? I select my USA thing. I do a right click on that. I see something called new measure and new column. I'm not going in what is new column and new measure. We will talk it some other day, but just going as new measure because this is being mostly asked. What is measure and how do we calculate that? Okay, I hit OK on my new measure. Something is happening, guys. Something is happening. This charkha is rolling around. Okay, let's see what appears for me. Okay, something called measure appears over here and something a formula bar kind of things appear over here. Just coming back to my question, guys, my question want me to know the what profit for 2030 from July 2013 to July 2014 for Canada thing. Okay, let's say I name it let's say Canada profit. You can name it whatever you feel like. I do okay. Okay, so there are so many formulas, so people who have used Excel, guys, just say in Excel we have if formula, sum if, count if, and other functions. Similarly, in DAX we have something called calculate. Okay, calculate. As soon as I hover over calculate, it tells me evaluates an expression in context modified by filters. Means it whatever the expression I give it, it evaluates that expression along with some filters. So when I say filters, in this particular case, Canada will be my filter and this particular date will be my filter. So just to let you know, guys, as you already know, I have multiple countries, right? Sorry. Oh, not here. Not here. I'll come to that DAX wala thing. Huh? So just to let you know, as you've already seen, as you have seen, in a country we have so many things, right? Then my question says question is on specifically asking for Canada regions, right? Then I need to filter that. So in our DAX DAX calculate thing, it is saying that as per modified filter. So when I say modify filter, I mean to say that out of these many countries, Canada, France, and so many, I just want to see my data for Canada only. One thing. Another thing, I want the things from where? From 2013 July to 2014 July. So if you say, see 2013, just say, I have 2013 and 2014, and I have these many, January to December data, right? So I need to specifically filter for July 2013 to July 2014. So let's see how we do that. Huh? I go back to my report view and I was creating a measure. So this is half created. Let's say I click here again. So this opens my formula bar again. Okay. So now I hope little bit background is clear to you. How do we what calculate does? So I do tab on calculate. So calculate comes over here. So it is asking me. So guys, whatever is in the bold right now, expression is bold. So I need to enter the expression. Coming back to my question, what would be my expression here? So it is asking me to calculate the profit, right? It is asking me to calculate the profit. So my expression will be, I want to calculate the total profit, right? For that particular reason. So sum, it is saying me column name, right? So I have to refer which column because I want to see profit. I'll refer profit column. I type profit. So as soon as I click profit, then it says Canada ka profit, France profit, Germany, Mexico, seat 1 or USA. So guys, we are working on USA because in USA seat we have combined all our data of Canada, France, Germany, Mexico in one single sheet called USA. So I'll select USA over here and I'll tab that. I'll close my parenthesis. So if I hit enter now, this formula will calculate this sum, overall sum as of now. It will not filter for Canada. It will not filter for 2013 to 2014 July. So now my first expression has been done. So now it is asking me to put a comma there. I put comma. Now my filter things gets bold, which means it is asking me to put my filter functions. Okay, so my first was I have to put Canada as country filter. So Canada I know falls under country. So I select my country first. Country from USA because USA has my combined data. Okay. USA country is equal to, because I want to do a filter on Canada. So CANADA, Canada. Okay. Another filter I want to do between those dates, right? So another function in called dash, that is called dates between. It is asking me to enter three things: dates, start date, and end date. Okay. So date means the date column of USA. So yes, where is my date column of USA? Here it goes. I do this. It is asking me after defining the date, it is asking me to put comma. I did that. Now it is asking me to start date. So how do I put start date? I use the date function over here. This is very simple, guys. It will keep on navigating you. So now it is asking me which date. 20. I want to see from 2013. Month name is 7 July. I want to see it from 1st. This may sound I'm doing it little early, but yeah, you will get used to it when you start doing this. For end date, again, I'll use date function. I'll use for 2014. I'll use the month name as 7 and I'll use the date as 1st. Everything is sorted. I'll put my parenthesis. I'll hit OK. So this measure will create. See, now I want to see what is the number. So something is coming over here. I'll convert this into a card type. So yes, it is saying me the profit for Canada for that particular year is 2.18 million. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know whether this answer is correct or not. I just want to verify this. So here, guys, just pay attention. I just used my measure function over here. I used my formulas to get this number 2.18 million. But let's see if I use my profit section. I convert it into card. My overall profit is 16.8 million, right? And I want to see for those particular things. Now I use this filter thing and filter on this visual. I'll use this. I was just checking for Canada. So I put country over here and I'll put filter on Canada thing. Okay. It's 3.53. But yes, I had some dates, right? It also asked me for that particular dates, right? I put my dates over here. So as of now, this is on basic filtering. I put on advanced filtering. So it is asking me a few questions. So items when the value is, I say is on or after. So it is asking me which format, month name is 7, date is 1, and year is 2013. Okay. Now again, and or. Okay. So I'll do and. Again, it is asking me on what. So I say is on or before. Which date? I say again July 1st, 2014. As soon as I apply this, my both number matches, which means if I use my DAX or if I use my filter, I can get my answer, right? So I have verified that the DAX which we have used, the measure function which we have used, they are throwing me the same answer. Now I can delete any one of them. This may be little bit high level, but okay, there are so many things, guys, to work on the text. I'll put my bordering over here. So border is already here. I just change the colors. Okay, I have calculated my task 3. Okay, so guys, when it comes to DAX now, we have so many things to work on the DAX, guys. DAX has a lot of power, guys, lot of power, which which gives us immense strength to do the data analytics part. So guys, just taking a pause over here from the task which we had initially assigned to us, and if you want to, guys, as I told that this is the basic roadmap of Power BI, and there are so many things inside all of this. So guys, we have some advanced sections where we have advanced courses where we teach all of this, how do we import data? There are multiple sources from SQL, from SharePoint, data cleaning. If there are multiple Excel sheets, how do we work on that? Append and merge, we just had a look, but there are so many other things. What are the relationship modeling? What are the calculated columns, measure, DAX? And there are extensive list of filters and so many things we are covering in our advanced Power BI courses, guys. So this course generally, I mean, this course is, guys, generally covers around 15,000 to 20,000 in the market, but we are just launching this course from 18th of September on weekends from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So we can, definitely have our classes preference basis. We will generally cover all these into 40 lectures. You can have your 2 demo lectures, and all of this, guys, we have in 9999 for general section. And people who say that they are economically weak section, this course is, guys, free of cost for them. We are not charging a single penny for the people who say they are economically weak people. So when I say economically weak people, we do not need any certificate from any government. You just say, I am economically weak, I cannot pay the fee. This course is entirely free for you. But what are the conditions for economically weak section? So people who say that they are from economically weak section, they need to fill out one of the form, which the link will be shared with you very shortly. And 30% of the candidates will be shortlisted when we will have a lucky draw, and then we will have a personal interview with them. If we feel that the candidates who are asking for economically weak section quota, if we get satisfied with their answers, then we will teach them free of cost. Payment can be done in 2 installments as well, guys. If anybody is interested to join the class, then you can have your 2 more classes. And then if you are satisfied with our courses, then you can pay 50% in advance. And after 10 classes, you have to pay remaining 50%. So guys, who are the people who are interested in these classes? We will share a WhatsApp link with you people. You can join that WhatsApp link, which will tell us that you people are interested in joining our courses. And from there, we can give you the detailed course list. I mean, this is just a highlight of our syllabus, but we can give you in detail. And from there, we can take it forward. But guys, the people who are from let's say after this session, let's say, let's say 10 people show their interest. So 10 general people, right? If 10 general people show their interest, then the 30% becomes 3. Then 3 economically weak section people will be, entertained or will be considered for our courses, which will be free of cost. So link, I'll be sharing it with you people for economically weak section. If you are interested in joining our courses, I'll be sharing a link with you people. And for feedback session, we will, so I'll be sharing 3 links. One for economically weak section, one for joining our courses through WhatsApp, and another for feedback. If you have any queries, guys, please jot it down. Coming back to our Power BI thing again. So guys, we have answered our 3 questions. So now coming back to our 4th question, which says create a table to show segment wise profit using conditional formatting. So it is asking me to create a table where segment wise profit is listed, and I want to do some conditional formatting over there. So I have a table thing over here. I just click on that. So what happens? It is asking me segment wise. So I put my segment over here, and it is asking me profit. So one table has been created. It is little, the text font size is little small, so I'll just increase it. Let's say 10. Let's make it 20. Okay, I enlarge this. Okay, something more style. Let's say I want to contrast, alternating. There are so many things, guys, to play around. Font size, let's say I want to increase it to 20 as well. Okay. So I have my segment wise profit over here. Something is in plus, something is in minus. And the question says, create a table to show segment wise profit. So till here the question has been answered, but it is saying me using conditional formatting. So when I say conditional formatting, I mean to say that if something is in positive, then show a positive signal over here. If something is in negative, then show a red signal over here, so that by just looking at my visual, I can say that, okay, this is the section where I am lagging or where I'm leading. Okay, guys, I select my this table. I go in my formatting section, and under this formatting, I see something called conditional formatting thing. Okay, so now under conditional formatting, it is asking me where I want to do conditional formatting. So I have two things here. One is segment, one is profit. So I need to format it by profit values. Okay. Okay, under profit values, there are, if I want to change the background color, the font color, the data bars or the icons or web URL, as of now, I just want to work on the icon section. I enable this. This automatically detects something. This may be relevant to me and may not be relevant to me. Let's look at that. So after this, I have something called advanced control over here. I click on that and a window pops up for me, which says that how you want to define the rules. Okay. So I want to format these numbers by rules. I want to do it for filter thing. This is asking me what sort of style you want to keep. If this is okay for me, or if let's say something arrow sort of thing is suits for me, flagging thing sort suits for me. So let's say I do this arrow thing. So here it is asking me if my value is greater than or equal to 0, or now here I have option of choosing percentage and number. So guys, just looking at this visual, okay, just for my ace guys, for give me a moment, just for the ace, I'm just putting it over here. You know, because just when I open this, I should be able to see. Okay, so this is my thing. I want to apply my conditional formatting over here. Okay, so I do go on advanced controls. I just want to look at the numbers. That's it. Okay. Okay. So if I want to do it by percent wise, that at what percent, what I want, I wanted this, no? I wanted these arrows. Okay. So sorry. Okay, I have set my arrows over here. If I want to set it by percentage, let's say if I want that if it is between 0 to let's say 50%, then this arrow from 50% to let's say 80%, this from let's say 80% to 100%, then this thing. If I hit OK, these things gets changed. So these downward arrow are below 50% on only one value is in green. So now this visual looks appealing. I need not to see the numbers, what numbers say. I can only look at these arrows and I can say, okay, these are the areas where my profit is shrinking and these are the areas where my profit is increasing. Okay. So guys, these are the just, this is the overview of how we create the Power BIs. This is the dashboard which we have created. So we have answered 4 questions. So the 5th question says, share the report to the management. How do I share my report to management? Okay, my questions has been answered. Now, how do I share this? So before doing that, first of all, I'll save my Power BI file. Let's say I say sample analysis. Okay, I do save this on my desktop or wherever you want to. Okay. Okay, now this visual is clear. I want to share it to the management. So guys, for this, you just need to log in. You need to log in Power BI. I have logged in using Pradeep @DataProRawat on Microsoft.com. How do you do that? Is that premium? Is that free of cost? So I'll say yes, that is premium as well, and there are free of cost as well, but that is with a trial version. So trial version means, so 120 days trial version is given to you. I'll tell you how do you create your. I'll share a YouTube video with you, which will be teaching you how to create an email ID on Microsoft.com. So once you create that email ID, you just need to log in with that. So once you are login with your Microsoft ID here, you will see a publish button here. So until unless you are not logged in, this publish button will be disabled. Okay. So as soon as I hit login here, publish gets enabled. So before publishing, I just want to walk you through one more thing, which is called my Power BI services. So Power BI services, I logged in app.powerbi.com, and this is homepage of Pradeep Singh with the same email ID, pradeep.rawat.datapro@microsoft.com. Guys, please, if you have a question, jot it down. I'm telling you how to share a report with the management. I'm just telling you that thing. Okay. So here in the left hand side, you see workspaces. Workspace is like your, when if let's say you are working on a desktop, I'll give you an example. This is like our shared drive. If I create a folder over here, I can keep file over there as well, or I can keep my file on desktop as well. So this is similar to that. So if I want to save my work on some folders, then I need to create that first. So let's say I create a workspace. It is always recommended to, create a workspace for yourself. So as soon as I click on my create a workspace, I will give it a name. Let's say sample. If you want to give some description, that is okay. Let's save this. Okay. I have created a folder in Power BI services naming sample. I go back to my Power BI desktop again. And here I see this publish button. I click on this publish. As soon as I click on publish, a window will pop up, which will ask me in which folder in Power BI services you want to keep it. Okay, we had created our sample piece over here, sample folder. So I select sample and this is getting published. I have not shared it yet. This is just being published. Okay, it has been published. So so there are two things to access my report in my in my Power BI services. So this is on website, guys. This is the app version. This is the service version. This is the Power BI services. Okay, so I go in my sample folder. Here I see sample analysis, right? So if I click on my sample analysis, I can see my dashboard in the web page. This is not on the Power BI desktop. Power BI desktop is something else, guys. This is Power BI desktop, and this is on the website. Okay. So yes, I have published my dashboard or my report on my Power BI services. This is the publishing. Okay. But how do I share it with the management if I have any? If I want to share it with my stakeholders, then how do I do that? I again go back to my sample folder or the folder where my data or where my report is kept. So here I can see sample analysis things. This is report and this is the data set. But here I see something called access. I give access over here. I'll put the email IDs. It will not take your Gmail IDs, but it will take if you are working for any organization, let's say for ABCD organization, then you will put the email address over here. Pradeep @ something called dataprorawat@microsoft.com. What access you want to give him, admin access, member access, contributor, viewer access, whatever access you want to give him, you can give that. I want to give him member access. I'll put add. So now you see Pradeep is here. Pradeep has admin access or whatever it was, it has been given to him. Okay. Now, how do I share my report with so guys, if I want to share my report with 10 people, then I have to put 10 email addresses over here. Okay. Okay, so I open my sample analysis and here I see my share button. Okay, so when I share button, I can do this thing. I can copy the link, this copy link, and I can send them over an email. I can send them over Teams or something anywhere. So when I send them this link, let's say this link, I have shared them. So I have already given myself an access or the other team member an access. As soon as they copy paste this link or they click on this link using something, they hit enter. and this visual or this report will be visible to them. So this was about the publishing the report and sharing the report. You come here, you publish from here, you create a workspace for yourself in the Power BI app.powerbi.com, which is called Power BI services. You create a folder there, you publish in that particular folder, and from there you give access to those people with whom you want to share your report, and then you share the link of that particular website to your stakeholders, and this is how they can see this data. So guys, this sums up the session over here. We have covered our questions. We have covered our other steps. So now this time is for Q&A session. So before moving ahead on Q&A, just I'm reminding you on the courses which we have just launched. This is very, very powerful course, guys. This is the cutting edge technology. So many organizations are asking for this. If you literally ask me, our organization does not prefer the presentations on PowerPoint. They ask for Power BI because they are more handy. They are more, there is a lot of things to play around with it. There are so many things which you can see. And if you ask the rates of all these courses, you will not get less than 15,000, but we are just offering at 9999. And for economically weak section, this course is free of cost. But for that, you have to fill the EWS form, and then 30% candidates will be shortlisted on lucky draw basis and personal interview basis. For the feedback session, a link will be shared with you to join the WhatsApp group. If you are interested, if you are only interested, then join that WhatsApp group. We will be sharing the link of WhatsApp group with you. For economically weak section, we will be sending a link with you. You have to fill your information there, and along with that, I'll be sharing what we call it, the how to create an email ID on Microsoft.com to access the Power BI thing. So that I'll be sharing. So I am just opening the Q&A session for you people. I'm unmuting every one, or you can raise your hand, guys, who have the query. You can raise your hand, and then I can unmute that person, and from there onwards we can take it away. I think you can unmute yourself, Vijay.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, thank you so much, sir, for giving this wonderful information. And I know I done a lot of things from this session. Sir, my first question is that ki, if someone don't have very good knowledge about Excel first, can anyone work directly on Power BI?
Yes, absolutely, they can work. So Excel is
Okay.
not a prerequisite. It's not like that if someone doesn't know Excel, then they cannot work on Power BI. It's not like that. They can definitely work on Power BI. But if you have a basic knowledge of Excel, then it is an added advantage. This is an added advantage.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. So guys, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your questions.
Pradeep, this is Devu. I'd just like to answer one. I just like an answer to one question.
Yeah.
Nowadays, what we see is that there's a lot of traction in the data analytics field, right? Regarding Power BI, like how much does it encapsulate? I mean, is it enough if I say that you are an expert in Power BI, would you also consider yourself somebody who can get into any data analytics field, or that's something that's like, that's something that's very large, or something that does not, that has a lot more to do with other tools rather than just Power BI? Is it just something to do with your knowledge regarding data, or the expertise with the tool? What is it? Data analytics.
Okay, cool. So guys, to answer Devu's question, I'll go in my favorite tool, which is called Paint nowadays. I start liking this tool. Okay, so I'll tell you the basic life cycle of data analytics. Okay. So life cycle has few steps. Let me do it this way. Okay. The drawing is very bad, but please bear with me. Okay. The first or let's say I'll start it from second one. This is the first, this is the second. Second is called data mining. Okay, so when you want to do the analytics on anything, first of all, you need to mine the data, right? So generally, the data of any organization is kept into the some servers, right? So there are some data engineers, data warehouse engineers who just use some SQL thing. They use the SQL as a skill to mine that data. So let's say if you work on Amazon and if you want to see the data from 2010 to 2014 for let's say the electronic section, right? Then you will ask this data mining team, hey guys, can you pull up this data for 2010 to 2015 for this electronic section? So then they will use some SQL queries and then they will give you this thing. So once they give you this thing, then there may be some redundant data, right? Then you would like to clean that data cleaning. So once you clean the data, there is another thing called feature engineering. What is feature engineering? So let's say I don't know from which field you are, but I have taken example of Amazon only. So in this case, let's say somebody orders, let's say today is 12th September, right? If today I place an order on 12th September, I get an order by let's say 18th September, right? So then there is something called a TAT, which is means turnaround time, which means how many days it took to from booking an order to receiving an order. So it comes generally 6 days, right? So if you have asked this data from 2010 to 2015, then definitely you have certain queries, right? Certain things which you want to know. So those questions are called feature engineering. You want to know some features of the data, right? This is called feature engineering. Then comes the another part, which is called the data visualization. Okay. So feature engineering is the mixture of data analytics. I mean, you do the data analysis part over here, you do the questioning part, you do the other remaining parts as well. So you do all these parts over here. Okay. Data analysis and feature engineering. So once you are done with your answer, I mean, you have, you answered your these TAT questions or some other questions, then you do the data visualization part. Once you visualize the data, then comes the storytelling. So whatever analysis you have made out of this data, right, then you tell through a form of story. Let's say if I want to do this, then I can say that, okay guys, so we had this data from 2010 to 2015 for Amazon where we majorly focused on the electronic section, but when we analyzed data, we got surprised that only the section where nobody feels like that we will get profit, but yes, we got the profit into government section by this percentage, and we got flabbergasted when we saw that we got the huge margins in this October month. The main reason for that was the discounts given at that particular time, because that was the Diwali season was going on, and which led us to have something that way, right?
Correct. Yeah.
But all of these steps which I have taken from step 2 to 3, let's say 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 6. All of these steps gets null and void if you don't know the first step. And that first step is business understanding, business process understanding. You can do all of these things from 2 to 6, right? But that will be just like a report sharing thing. If you don't have the process knowledge, you will not be able to do the storytelling part, right? As I was just doing, because I have taken a simple example of Amazon, which everybody is aware of. So I have taken it that way, right? But having a business process understanding, guys, is the key to data analytics. Because when you know the business process, you know so many insights of data which generally people does not look, and then you say that okay, this is a thing which which management is interested to look at. Just coming back
Pradeep, I have additional question to that. Do you think it's just crucial to know the analytics part that you showed, or it also helps when you know the backend data? How is it, like you give an example of SQL, right? How the data is arranged on the backend, how that data is well structured and built. Do you think that is necessary, or as long as you have access to data or a team that gives you access to the data, that's enough?
So guys, generally it is asked to have a knowledge of SQL, but they generally, I mean, so far I have 10 years of experience in this whole domain. So what I have seen that always there are teams who do the data mining. I have
Okay.
rarely used my SQL skills. I only ask my teams,
So
data
you
mining
never
teams,
never
data
had to jump
visualization.
back to data mining team and try to sort out or fetch that data yourself, right? That you
They
always
give
have
me the data,
capability.
whatever data I get, I do the cleaning part into Power Query
And
thing.
they're basically the SQL experts, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
SQL query
basically, right.
language experts.
Right.
Right.
So, but to do this feature engineering, whatever we have done, that was just a sample. But statistics plays a huge role over here, which is called the descriptive statistics. Let's say if you see some skewness in the data, then
Hmm.
generally the people who are using Power BI, they will not come to know that what is the skewness or what is the kurtosis thing, or whether I should take mean or I should take median. So when you get, I mean, the knowledge of statistics is also very important, guys, to give those, shiny things out of your, or say
Insights, you
the
mean to say,
geeky
right?
things. Yeah, the deep insights basically.
And for a basic person, like I am into project management, right? For
Mm.
somebody who's what I gauge is I would probably need a surface level to maybe mid advanced level understanding of Power BI, how it works and everything. But
Mm.
from a statistical point of view, what do you think? Do I need to have an advanced knowledge regarding statistics or basic? Let's say, for example, do I need to have more like a 12th standard or a graduation level understanding of statistics, or it's
So,
okay
okay.
until I have an understanding till
Okay,
you can say.
I got your question, Dev.
Hmm.
Okay, so along with these things, if you see over here, we have a bonus lecture on descriptive statistics, because
Wow.
I am the guy who is postgraduate in statistics. I have been working into data analytics. So I'll say, if you all of this now, if you do the
Hmm.
data analytics using basic things, I mean, I call these basic. These may not be basic for everybody, but I call
Hmm.
this basic analytics. This everybody can do. But
Okay.
when you add the statistics flavor in it, you will see that the your analytics has got different edges, and which will definitely be rewarded. I have particularly faced it. So I always try to add the statistics angle into data analytics, because data analytics is incomplete without statistics.
Correct.
So if I ask anybody what is the profit for Canada, anybody can do that for me. I have taught them. But if
Hmm.
I want to see where is the skewness, where is the kurtosis coming, what is the standard deviation, what are the, is there is a normal standard distribution or not, and so many other questions, then general people will not be able to answer me all of this. For
Correct.
that, we have added our thing, descriptive statistics, in our course.
Got it. Thank you so much, Pradeep, for
Thanks,
the
Devu.
patience and answering the questions. All right.
Any other question? You guys can unmute yourself, and if you have any query regarding the course, or if you have any query regarding the questions which we have addressed in our Power BI tutorial, you can ask me.
Audible?
Little very less, Jadip.
Okay, okay. Right now,
Yeah,
sir?
yeah, much better, much
Okay.
better.
So what is actually difference between Tableau and Power BI?
Okay, so this is like so this is like the what is the difference between HP laptop and Dell laptop? So basically,
Okay.
they are the two service providers for data visualization. Tableau and the Power BI, they are the market leaders. You cannot say that Tableau is very nice or Power BI is lagging. They both do the same thing. Just the interface is difference. Just the interface is different. So they both are the business intelligence tools. They are mainly used for this data analytics and data visualization thing. Where on the other hand, nowadays Google Studio is also there, but that lacks so much, guys. I have used Power BI as well. I have used Tableau and Google Studio as well. But Google Studio, though that is free of cost, you need not to pay anything on Google Data Studio, but that lacks a lot. That lacks a lot.
No, sir. Basically, which tool they used, Power BI in the industry or anything else right
Yeah.
now?
So generally, yeah, what I have seen is, guys, I mean, generally people have this office suite, right? Where Microsoft, Excel, Power BI, Outlook are things are there. As Power BI is also a product of Microsoft. So I mean, I mean, what I have heard is, I mean, they get some discounts on, if any industry purchases the of Microsoft Office suite. You get some discounts on Power BI. So generally, industries use Power BI nowadays.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah. Hi, Aman.
Hi, sir. First of all, very thankful for a beautiful lecture and journey and the journey that you have taught us about the analytics part. So my question is that how we are able to get the Power BI? Is this open source or we have to pay for that if we want to
Okay.
continue the work?
Okay. Okay. So, Aman, first of all, thank you so much for these kind words. So now coming back to your question, is Power BI open source or do we need to pay anything? So there are two parts of Power BI, guys. One is this desktop software, right? This is called Power BI desktop. This is absolutely free of cost. You need not to pay any penny for this Power BI desktop. But when it comes to Power BI services, this app.powerbi.com, then you need to pay. I mean, when I say you, I mean to say as an organization, right? There are some premium versions, some enterprise things, and then those licenses are required. So there you have to pay. So right
Okay,
now
sir.
right now I'm using a trial version, but I have also my Power. I have used the basic. I have purchased the basic license of that. So that costs us around some 1,500 per month, I guess, that way. But that
Okay.
have the limitations of the
No,
uh,
number of users,
yeah, number of the features.
features. Okay.
Yeah,
ठीक है. Okay, sir. Thank you.
yeah. Anybody? Is all questions answered or?
Yeah, good evening, Pradeep.
Yeah. Hey, hi, Yogesh.
Hi. Sir, I am asking a question that the classes for the Power BI is to be held on weekend or general weekdays if we have purchased
Weekend,
the courses.
weekend on Saturday,
Okay,
Sunday.
okay,
Weekend on Saturday, Sunday, and the timings are preferred from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So where
okay,
1 hour will be dedicated to the I mean I'll be teaching, and then the remaining 30 minutes we will be doing the practice.
okay. And the files and remaining items will be shared by you, like the
Yeah.
financial database,
The
like.
data will be shared by me. The questions will be shared by me. The questions you can frame by your own as well if you have any. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Yogesh.
Sir, it seems like we are done for today.
Yeah, Vishal. Sorry, I could not hear you. Hey, Vishal, you were saying something?
Hello, sir. I'm saying that it seems like we are done for today.
Acha, yeah, Vishal. So I hope, guys, you liked this session. So if you have really liked, then please feel free to spare some time and feel free to give us the feedback. The link I'll be sharing on the WhatsApp thing only. The people who want to leverage the economically weak section quota, they can fill the forms. And if people who are really interested to join the our courses, then there's a invite link of Power BI WhatsApp group. You can join in there. So guys, thank you so much for getting this time. Thank you so much. Have a nice night. It's the day is almost over. So good night, everybody. Have a nice career. Grow fast. Grow quickly. See you at the top very soon.
Thank you, sir.